What are you doing now?
So I'm managing 3 departments now in the
Oh,
hospital.
wow.
So,
You sound busy.
Carmen,
Yeah.
you need to teach Dennis how to be
Go live,
retired.
folks.
how to be what?
Retired.
I
There we go.
thought I was on the way.
I think you retire, then you die, don't you?
Brandy,
No,
just a little bit
no,
louder.
I'm not planning on retiring.
no.
The reason to get up.
We are live on YouTube, folks.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, I guess we'll watch our P's and Q's.
And we're showing 7 on the,
You showing 7? I see 6:59, but I'm willing to start.
Let's roll.
Okay, let's call to order this Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. We first need to approve the minutes from November 10th. Can I hear a motion to do that?
So
So
moved.
moved. Ah, second.
Okay. So moved and seconded by Connor.
Okay, and I got Dennis as the first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We got the mayor.
No, it's Dennis.
Okay, I was gonna
on
say I
mute.
got Dennis. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, it passed.
Okay. Jack, we're anxious to hear your staff report.
we have a new comprehensive plan. Thank you for that. The board has adopted it as its official policy at the meeting following our last meeting. Construction is going on everywhere in town, all across the city, it looks like. We're at mid-40s of issued building permits for residential single family. There's about 5 of them that are staked. 2 of them have been dug, but they haven't submitted the permits yet. So I anticipate.
Jack, I'm sorry to interrupt. Is there any way that you could turn your volume up some or adjust your mic?
I will
That's
speak a
perfect.
little closer to the mic. How's that?
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Does that work better?
Yes. Good.
Okay. So we're at mid-40s in residential building permits. There are 4, 5, 6 or so lots that are staked, but they haven't come in for their building permits yet. A couple of them have already had some excavation work. So I would imagine we'll be at 50 single-family homes before the end of December. And then commercial is going everywhere. The Herzog Foundation is under construction. Shamrock Gas Station under construction. The phase 2 building at KCI RV Center is under construction. Shorelines building addition is under construction. White Iron Ridge is about done with their construction. Nottoway Valley Bank is just about done with its construction. So we've got all that commercial going on. There's construction for the subdivision of Eagle Ridge by the high school. They are about done with their underground work. So they should be finishing that up in the next couple of weeks, and it'll start being finished graded for streets, et cetera. And First Park, second plat, which is the industrial subdivision park behind the fire district, is under construction as well. They're probably 40% done with the storm water work, which is the deepest up there. So it's the first. They're going to work their way through, just like everyone else, deepest up to the top. It should be ready in the spring for actual construction and the lots to be used with streets and everything ends, from what it sounds like. It's a substantial amount of stormwater work that they're doing. So that's going to take them a little bit longer than most when you're digging 18-foot deep with a 4-foot pipe. It takes a while to dig it. So they're making progress though. I think that's it right now.
Okay.
Jack, the city projects too, the trail.
Oh, yes.
They reached the dam today.
Yes, if you haven't been out Main Street to Lytton Way, if you come through that direction, you'll see that they now have probably 80% of the concrete in for the trail project. So they made a lot of progress today with that. So they're also finishing wrapping up their aspects of it. The water line work that went in ahead of it is now done. So progress is moving forward on it. We will have the second part of Streetscape coming early next year, it looks like, which will be from Commercial to Liberty and along the park, Heritage Park. That work will be beginning soon as well. I think that's all that we've got going on at this point. Does that sound correct to you, Mr. Mayor?
I saw some work down at Full Features. Looks like they're making progress.
Yeah.
They're working things, but yeah, nothing substantial there.
Yep.
Yeah, north to south, you drive 169, there's a project just about every section of town, so.
I have a couple of questions. I get questions regarding the old Price Chopper building. Is there any movement on that or?
It's
It's,
been purchased by Star Development, and they are actively leasing or advertising it for lease, but I have not heard of a tenant.
Okay,
I'd had some conversations probably 4 months ago with potential inquiries about signs, et cetera, what the requirements are, but it was clearly pre-lease stuff. They were just trying to figure out what the costs were going to be and what they could and couldn't do. But that was 4 months ago, and I haven't seen or heard anything since. Which,
Okay.
and thank you for bringing that up. But that does remind me, the strip mall, the 7-unit strip mall at the marketplace is also under construction. I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, they put down a lot of concrete today too.
Yep.
and the medical dispensary?
It'll be open soon. I don't know. Brandy, have they inspected yet?
Yes, I think Jim's done a final.
Okay. They've got a final inspection. The last we heard, they were getting their state paperwork together. And they will be submitting that permit that they get from the state that allows them to operate to us for their final zoning clearance. So they're good to go.
All right, thank you, sir.
Are
Sure.
there any new tenants for the marketplace?
No one's been publicly identified yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear for that iSmith location, Rand.
Is that right? Well,
A
we'll
lot closer to home.
we'll have to start working on that.
Yeah.
Lot going on. Thank you for that report, Jack.
Sure.
We need to open a public hearing now. Regarding do you want to fill us in on what that is, Jack?
Sure. This is the recently annexed property at the southeast corner of 188th and County Line Road. The board finished the annexations of that property at its last meeting. And this is the initial zoning hearing. When you annex property, you need to have the city zoning installed on property. The applicant has requested that the zoning be set at AR, which is our agricultural, one of our agricultural districts. So it allows lots smaller than 10 acres. And there are, the second public hearing today relates to that division of the land. So.
Okay. So relating to that then, public hearing is now open. Do we have any citizens there to participate in the public hearing?
You just want to watch? Okay. We have 2 neighbors here, but they have just indicated that they're here just to watch. See what's going
Okay.
on.
Then if there is no one to participate, we will close the public hearing. And we move to the finding of fact. Correct, Jack?
Yes, yes. If I could, I'd like to make reference in the packet. I've submitted this one via an RFA, which we haven't done here in over 10 years. And I wanted to discuss with you later in the meeting when we're done at the end of it, right before adjournment, whether this is something you're interested in, that kind of thing. If it would help how you guys do your business, if we have the RFA and the staff report. but you have before you the staff report related to the zoning classification, the RFA that lays out what the basics are on this. And then there is the draft findings of fact and the draft ordinance. Assuming it's approved. For your recollection, the findings of fact is something that you all would make that gets sent to the Board of Aldermen. I've drafted a draft version of it. If you all accept the findings of fact and conclusions of law as drafted, you can make that motion and move forward. There are 9 facts to be found in it. If you have read through it and disagree with those, that would be something that you would then say on paragraph 4 or whatever, that you would make a motion to amend whatever the words are to whichever methodology you see appropriate. If there's a second, and then it would go through the discussion and voting process if you wanted to amend it. Otherwise, we've got a draft version.
Okay. In that case, then, is there any commissioner that has any issues with any of these facts here?
I have 2 questions. Number 1, is this a mandatory participation that the commission has to even have it? I mean, where is this coming from? Finding a fact.
The findings of fact is what you guys are making. This is your zoning vote. You've done it in all of them in the past when there's been a rezone or setting an initial zoning. So-
Those are the 8 points then?
Yeah, it's ultimately, there are 9 of them identified. The 9th one is that when you rendered your opinion on the findings of fact, that you listened to the public hearing. In this one, there was no evidence presented in the 9th one. So there's only 8 that you need to look at of any substance.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not criticizing it at all. I just thought that we had already had that in place. So apparently we're renewing a commitment.
No, this is the first time you've seen this particular property.
Yes.
And it is the initial zoning of newly annexed land. So we have to set that zoning. And the applicant has requested it.
Okay.
And to the extent that this land is part in Platte County and part in Clay County, they've asked, and both of it, and it is zoned ag in 2 different counties. They've asked that it be zoned AR here, which is an agricultural district here as well. It just allows different lot sizes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
We've always gone through this finding of fact process with
Yeah,
types of things. However, it's only been fairly recent that it was this streamlined. Thank you, staff. It used to be a very tedious process that would take us an hour to go through.
yes, I agree. Thank you.
Any other commissioners with comments, concerns?
Brand, before we get too far down the discussion, we need
Yes.
a motion to approve it in a second to open discussion.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for that.
No problem.
Who was the second by chance? Was that
Dennis.
Dennis? Thank you.
Okay.
Now,
Other-
Mr. Chairman, I think the mayor's point of order really related to, now that there's a motion and a second, we can open full discussion on the matter. And if there is no further discussion, you can call for a vote.
Any other discussion? Then let's call for a vote. Brandy?
Okay. Deb? Aye. Mayor Boley?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
Connor?
Aye.
Alderman Wilson?
Aye.
Carmen?
Aye.
And Rand?
Aye.
7-0.
This proposed findings of fact will now be the findings of fact that is submitted to the Board of Aldermen using the ordinance that you also have. It will be on their agenda for next Tuesday night's meeting for first reading. And following board policy, the second reading of that ordinance would be in January. assuming the first passes, obviously.
And as a reminder to everyone, including staff, our board meetings are going to be 100% virtual for the foreseeable future. So we won't have anybody in the room except for maybe Linda.
Okay. All right, let's move to the next item on the agenda then, number 5, zoning for that county line property. Jack, do you want to fill us in on that?
Actually, Mr. Chairman, that's the one we just did. We're now
Oh,
to
sorry.
item 6.
Okay, well, let's go to item 6. And in that case, we'll need to open up a public hearing again then. And why don't you outline that for us if you would, Jack?
Sure. This one is to take public comment related to the proposed 10-lot subdivision on the 77-acre plus or minus parcel located at the southeast corner of 188th Street and County Line Road. The proposed subdivision is Landmark Farms, and it is a proposed final plat because this is what's considered a single-phase subdivision. Because there are no roads or other utilities that have to be constructed to serve these lots. The land already has at least one home on it, as I recall. So there's utilities around it already. So if there's public comment, same thing as the zoning scenario, we're looking at issues related to the final plat on this public hearing.
Okay. Do we have anyone there that wishes to comment or?
They have expressed by shaking their heads negatively that they're not interested in commenting. They're just here to watch.
Okay, well, if they were, we'd be interested in hearing from them. So if that's the case, we will close the public hearing and we need a motion to approve the final plat.
So moved. Dennis.
Okay, and is there a second?
Second,
Okay,
Carmen.
Carmen, second. Discussion on this final plat.
To clarify, I do have a staff report that lays out the basics of it. And you have, I think you have everything before you that you need.
Yes.
So Jack, this is Dennis. Will there be 10 separate driveways? Starting on 188th and then swinging around to County Line Road?
Yes, ultimately, it'll be 10 different houses built on it. For scale, if you're looking at the plat document, the front of each of them is roughly 300 feet. So pretty good size lots width, including the ones along the north, the 3.5 acre ones. So the lots 1 through 4 are roughly 3.5 acres. Lots 5 through 10 are roughly 10 acres in varying sizes, just how it laid out that way.
This is Melissa. I've got a question. I've never thought about it before, but since this is split between 2 counties, would the Smithville Police Department be the law enforcement agency in Platte County?
Yes, yes. We currently
Okay.
have land in Platte County already.
Okay.
Down off of 136th Street. So, yes,
I thought we did, but I just a thought I had. Thank you.
sure. Yep. The
And
ultimate
fire.
scenario is what we, to further clarify that point, the houses or any, if there's any citations associated with this area, we're going to have to, as you said that, it dawned on me right now that we'll probably have to set something up for a municipal court scenario in Platte County as well. Because we currently have a municipal court as a division of the Clay County Circuit Court. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do over here. We got about a year, so we're good.
Anything else? Okay, seeing nothing else. Randy, vote.
All right, Dennis,
Aye.
Mayor Boley,
Yes.
Deb. Aye. Carmen,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Rand,
Aye.
7-0.
Jack, did you say you had something you wanted to,
I
relate?
ultimately, I would like for you all over the next however long before we go to our next meeting in January, assuming we need one. Right now, we don't have any applications pending, but to consider the RFA document that you have, which is the one that says City of Smithville at the top. It's in the box that kind of has a summary, a purpose, the impact. This is the form that was used by the Board of Aldermen. It's I just wanted to get your feedback if you think this simplistic version, it's kind of a shortened version of the staff report that kind of just hits the highlights and lays out what motions would be. If you go to the suggested action portion of it, it lays out the motion that could be made by a commissioner. It's just an easier way to understand what's going on and what you need to do. If you want me to continue with these, I just let me know if there's something on there that you think needs to change or you'd like to see added or deleted. Just let me know and we can work on a better version for you.
For my part, I think it's simple and clear. I like it the way it is.
Okay,
Agreed. I really like it, Jack.
I can do that.
Makes it easy.
Sure. That's all I had to discuss.
Okay, thank
Back
you.
to the chairman for a motion.
Okay, do we have any other business that any of you would like to raise at this point? Then can we hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Deb got it.
Got Deb.
Deb,
She's quick.
okay. Don't see Deb down there too much.
All right,
All
all
right,
in favor,
Randy.
say aye.
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 Any opposed? All
Seeing
right,
none.
we're done.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
I'm sure no one likes these short meetings.
Thank you.
Have a
See you
good
guys.
holiday season. You too.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
How are you?